Incoming message.
Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we are diving into a massive viral phenomenon that is just absolutely taking over the internet right now. But look, we're not here to validate wild sci-fi theories, and we're definitely not falling down some crazy conspiracy rabbit hole. Instead, we are treating this as a real-time data test. We're looking at a set of highly specific predictions, and we're going to track the data as it unfolds literally right before our eyes.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 9. We have exactly 9 days before a highly specific internet prediction actually lands. That's just 9 days to see if this massive unfolding social experiment gives us actual, hard data, or, well, if it just falls completely flat.
So Section 1, the 9-day countdown. The clock is officially ticking.
Right now, we're in the middle of a live event open loop, and the source of all this urgency? It's an internet user claiming to be from the year 2048. Now, I want to be perfectly clear right from the jump here. We are strictly testing this user's data. We are not testing their sci-fi backstory. I mean, I'm not saying this person actually time traveled just to post on standard social media in 2024, right? I'm saying they've made a series of claims, and we are evaluating those claims with total objective detachment.
And here is the core prediction that has literally everyone talking. Something happens at sea. Watch the ocean, August. It's incredibly brief, sure, but it is loaded with specifics. This unresolved, impending deadline is exactly what's driving maximum algorithm retention online right now. People just cannot look away, mostly because the timeline is so immediate.
Moving on to Section 2, the track record. Why even believe this source in the first place? And this brilliantly illustrates the pattern we're dealing with. We actually have 2 previously verified events that lead directly to this impending third test. First, an AI governance event in Q1 of 2026, then a Pacific seismic event in the first half of 2026, and finally, sitting right there at the end of the timeline, is our August 2026 maritime event.
So let's break those first 2 down for a second. The major AI governance event in Q1 2026, that happened, and it was widely documented. But the second event is where things get really fascinating. The prediction was a seismic event near a Pacific coastline in the first 6 months of 2026. Now, you might remember this was heavily underreported at the time because a simultaneous political event was completely dominating the news cycle. However, diligent internet sleuths cross-referenced the data and verified that it did in fact occur exactly as stated. Honestly, this level of accuracy is either a display of genuine foreknowledge or it's the most sophisticated predictive model currently operating online. Either way, it's a data set we absolutely have to pay attention to, because a validated predictive model of this caliber, that would completely change the game for internet forensics.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 4 specific elements. Let's start deconstructing these clues.
All right, we're moving out of the realm of internet lore and into the actual blueprint phase. Let's look at the predictor's exact phrasing from the original post. Quote, "Watch the ocean in August. Something surfaces that governments will describe as a natural event. It will not look natural. People who are on the water will know first. The footage will spread before the explanation does." Reading the full text like this really establishes the strict, almost gamified parameters of exactly what we're going to be monitoring over the coming days.
So the crucial point is how we break down that paragraph into a scientific checklist. We basically have 4 highly specific, trackable elements here. Step 1, it's got to be an ocean location. Step 2, it has to happen in the August timeframe. Step 3, there must be a natural misclassification by authorities. And Step 4, civilian footage has to hit the public sphere before the official narrative does.
This essentially gives us a definitive watch list for the news cycle. Based on the source description, this is exactly what we're monitoring for. Unexplained maritime phenomena reported by civilian vessels, boats, fishing vessels, coastal cameras, in August 2026. We are listening closely for government or Coast Guard statements using specific buzzwords describing the event as atmospheric, geological, or natural. The source flagged that specific language as the tell. We're also watching for footage spreading on social media before the major networks even pick it up. And finally, the absolute most important element, the visual. It will not look natural. Whatever surfaces, if anything surfaces at all, the visual itself is supposed to be the definitive giveaway.
And that leads us to Section 4, the August data test, our binary experiment. Now, this is where we shift our focus entirely to the impending countdown. We're framing this strictly as a binary data-gathering experiment. The window of time is the ultimate test here. The source didn't vaguely say, oh, something big will happen eventually. No, they explicitly said August. So, we essentially have 2 possible outcomes. If nothing happens, hey, that is still data. It means the source is 0 for 1 on prediction 3, and we'll need to recalibrate our understanding of this model. On the flip side, though, if an event does happen that perfectly matches his strict description, well, that is a completely different kind of data validation.
Either way, the deadline is set for September 1st. We're going to call it together. I want to firmly state that this explainer will be right here, following up on September 1st, to deliver the honest result. That's the deal. There will be zero spin and absolutely no reinterpretation after the fact. We are going to watch the data together, and we are going to call it together based strictly on what occurs between now and the end of August.
So I want to leave you with this somewhat provocative question. If you see something on the water in August that just doesn't look natural, will you capture the data? I'm inviting all of you to become active participants in this real-time social experiment. Monitor the maritime news, keep an eye on Coast Guard reports, check out civilian ocean footage, and if you spot any anomalies that fit these exact parameters, drop them in the comments below. We are just 9 days away. The clock is ticking, the algorithm is waiting, and whatever happens or doesn't happen, I'll be right here to help you explain exactly what the data means. Keep your eyes on the ocean, everyone.
Come to me, chickens! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Come to me, chickens! Cock-a-doodle-doo!